What's up, guys? This is Ebony Ivory, and I am the Fly Aunt, and I'm here with my Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. It could be season 9, episode 2, or it could be season 8, episode 17. Just depends. But let's get this started. We are still picking up from where we left off last week. Stormi, we're all at the table, and Stormi is trying to force Mel check her fans basically. Stormi feels as though Mel should tell her fans to chill out on everybody. But this is my thing. Y'all have fans too, and Mel gets a lot of hate as well, in my opinion. But Stormi is giving penitentiary Patty, trying to force Mel into saying, where do you stand? Where do you stand? Where do you stand? And I just feel like Stormi is just the wrong person to be trying to deliver this message, because she can't Bitmo check Betty for anything. She was just she was just trying to really apply pressure to Mel to state where you stand. And my thing is, everybody can see, and definitely I can, Stormi, you don't like Mel. So why should Mel, in actuality, come to y'all defense or say anything on y'all behalf? Y'all don't say anything on her behalf. Y'all ain't out here defending her, so I'm just kind of confused. So after that's done, Destiny, for some reason, wants Mel to feel sorry for Stormi. And again, I'm just kind of wondering why. It is clear Stormi does not care for Melody, so why should Melody have sympathy for Stormi? I'm just very confused. And so Stormi, again, and Destiny in the table, they're bringing up how that elderly lady said she was she said she was a millimeter. But my thing is, you cussed that lady out from the rooter to the tutor, from the very back of her small intestine to her very top of her follicles. You cussed that lady from here to smithereens. So, I'm not sure. I don't feel like they're charging you for no reason. That's all I'm going to say about it. So Kimmy then jumps in. You should say something like, I'd be so tired of Kimmy and Maurice always trying to play like they Switzerland and Martin Luther King and trying to disguise how they really feel. I'm over it. It just felt like that dinner was definitely let's get on net, let's a kind of scenario. That's just what it felt like. And my thing is, they want Mel to do all of this stuff on their behalf, but I'm trying to figure out how they show up for Mel. That's all I'm saying. And if you can tell me how they show up for her, please, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So after they realize that they're not going to get anywhere with the honorary cast members, the Mel-O-Meters, Tisha brings up Trisha and Martell. And I'm like, here we go. So this is why I feel like it was like a kind of like they wanted to, pile on, take down Mel at this dinner on her girls' trip at that. Trisha is bringing it up, telling this timeline of a story again. And to be honest, it's giving Jazzy from Real Housewives of Potomac with her timeline of things. Like Trisha, it just doesn't come around off authentic. It doesn't come off honest. So now she's saying she trains male and females, and she was going to Martell to train him at his house because, trainers do make house calls. Do we believe it? Do we believe Trisha is telling the truth? She said absolutely nothing happened between her and Martell. So Mel basically lets them know she don't care about none of it. And she's like, let's just be present in the moment and let's just enjoy the island, which is absolutely beautiful. And this is my thing. I do get it. It's a TV show, but we're still talking about Martell 4 or 5 years later. We're talking about Trish and this old tea from 4 or 5 years ago. And you're on a beautiful island. Why not focus on creating memories instead of bringing all of what you left in Huntsville to follow you all the way across the ocean into St. Thomas. My thing is, if I'm going to paradise, I want to sit and be present in the moment of paradise. I'm trying to leave anything that's non-relevant. It's a vacation. Who wants to travel with that stuff with them? It's just crazy to me. So it seems like the focus of that dinner was just to make Mel uncomfortable and talk about Martell, talk about the Mel-O-Meters. Where does she stand? So if I was Mel, I would need a vacation from the girls' trips, in all honesty, because that was a lot. So, long story short, Trisha and Stormi left. Mel was like, they lacked the home training because they didn't even say bye. I could see is definitely a bit rude. You come on somebody's trip and then you leave and then you don't say bye. So they said that they had stuff to attend to with their kids is why they left. Tisha and Kimmy are lounging by the pool. They tell Mel that Stormi and Trish has left. And, then Tisha and Kimmy go to say that Mel planned a good trip. What? I'm shocked by that. They're giving a compliment after all that ruckus they put up about complaining about the rooms. But this is the funny part to me. Tisha and Kimmy are acting concerned about Mel after yesterday because they know that they pretty much went after her. They definitely did. Basically said that she's okay. It's all good. Mel did state that Stormi is delusional and to think that, she's going to go after, set the record straight or go after her fan base, in regards to that, take responsibility for what strangers are doing, basically. And she said, Sideshow Bob, you left, didn't say goodbye. And she's like, I went out of my way to invite Trisha on this trip, and for her not to even say goodbye was rude, which it is. Kimmy and Tisha asking Mel, is she okay about the Martell stuff? Now, peep this. There's a point in this conversation where you can tell that Kimmy and Tisha, they pre-gamed about bringing up the whole Trisha scenario, right? Kimmy said she didn't think that they should do it because Trisha's story doesn't come across authentic. They've heard it different times. Each time the story variation was very different. So, okay, it was a plot. It was a setup to come at her with the BS. So you can tell that maybe they felt convicted or felt some kind of guilt about how it all went down. They certainly didn't get a reaction from Mel that they wanted. Mel said that she shut down. People are debating whether or not it's because Mel has some feelings about it, or she doesn't have feelings about it, or she just putting on a poker face. I mean, look, I don't presume to know what it is that Mel is feeling, but I know that she's human. She said she shut down, went into herself. If it was me, I probably would have told him, I'm sick of talking about this. We don't need to talk about it anymore. He's divorced at this point. You know what I'm saying? And even Mel does bring that up. Like, Martell is divorced because he's a hoe. He lost his family. XYZ, we're not together anymore. So this is nothing new to me. So, it's no need to even have this conversation. And I'm just feeling like everybody kind of feels Trisha is not being truthful, is and forthcoming about the story. And it was even proved that to be so at the dinner last night, because she said, yeah, I did go over to his house, but the way it was brought up, I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Trisha does not present herself to be a truthful person. And I think we're going to get to see further glimpses of that as the episodes continue to air. So Mel actually then brings up the whole girl code issue and how it is a double standard. And I would have to agree, because Trisha was all about girl code when it came to Destiny and Sunny, but then she don't really care nothing about girl code when it comes to other situations. So it definitely does come across as a double standard. So now the next phase of the trip, they're out on a catamaran. So Nell is telling everybody that Destiny may have something going on with her son Lance. And I'm like, what's up with Destiny and dealing with the castmates and having some kind of interconnection or intertwining with these ladies' son? Remember, there was like a rumor going around about her and Jalen hanging out. So now you got Nell and Lance. And so when they asked Nell what would she think about Destiny being her daughter-in-law, baby Nell said, heck no. To the no, no, no. So, hide your sons, guys. So Nell then asked Sunny if she got any kids. Destiny definitely looked uncomfortable. Tisha's gonna say, I would have never asked that. Read the room, Nell. But I mean, hey, if it's good for Melody, it could be good for Sunny. Like everybody gotta eat their piece of pie. You feel me? So Destiny is clearly uncomfortable, and Sunny tells her story basically about IVF, etc., etc. So Destiny just feeling away. And I just don't understand. Destiny highlights a lot of emotion for Moses, but where's LeBeric? We want to know what happened with LeBeric. That's what I want to know. This Sunny Moses storyline, after the end of this, I don't want to hear nothing else about him. I want to know what happened with LeBeric. I would actually like to see LeBeric and Sunny. I would actually like to see Destiny and LeBeric have a sit down. That's what I want to see. So Mel asks for one word to describe the trip. And everybody goes around and gives, their one word. Some say exhausting, a lot, grateful. And here comes Tisha giving 2 words: growth and maturity. Mel shades Tisha and say when she said, thank goodness growth is a word. She said, I'm sure when Tisha used it, she didn't know it at the time. And they take the word, they're going to write it on the scroll that Mel gave them to originally invite them on the trip. And they're going to put that scroll in a bottle and throw it in the ocean. And they basically close out the girls' trip that way. Back in Huntsville, the men, they meet up and they're doing archery, which I think is really, really cool. So you got all the usual suspects, usual characters, and Martell wants to know whether or not Moses and Sonny gonna buy his house. But then Martell says in a confessional, if he gets told by Destiny not to sell them the house, that he won't work with them, which is BS. So, Moses basically telling him, like, yeah, that's not going to be our forever home. Maybe we'll look at something smaller like that for an investment property, but not where we want to settle down. And he was like, well, I am a builder, so I can build you a bigger house. But you just said if Destiny is not comfortable with the whole situation, you won't do it because your loyalty runs that deep. Baby, you wasn't even loyal to your wife. So I don't know how deep that river go, but it don't go that deep. That's for sure. So they're asking, they're bringing up the fact of what they've been told. Okay, so Martell basically says that his loyalty runs deep. If Destiny tells him that she's not comfortable with him working with Sonny and Moses as far as maybe potentially building him a bigger house or him buying that house, he would back down because his loyalty runs that deep. Martell wasn't even loyal to his wife or his family, so I don't know how deep that loyalty is gonna run, child. Probably that rainwater that's outside, that's as deep as that's gonna go. So Moses basically is telling everybody what he heard on the trip, who he heard it from, and what was going on. And they have a little talk about that. Ken presents to Martell what Trisha told him, which we don't feel Trisha is very truthful, but what Trisha told him about their meetup and their engagement. Martell then says that what Ken was told, that's not what happened. So he said, Martell said he would never let no woman train him. So she wasn't coming over there to train him. He thought she looked good enough. He invited her over and then said nothing happened. But she didn't come over here to train him. And I'm just like, God damn. Trisha is a liar. Martell, he's confirming. Yeah, I hit her up in the DM. We met up. But it wasn't no training. We just watched TV. Okay, that's what it said. Then it gets leaked that this is not Ken's first time being in relationship with a married woman. And I'm like, gosh damn it, Ken. So you like the married ladies. So that brings our recap to an end. Let me know if I missed anything. Please like, share, and comment. Feel free to engage with me. I keep it cute over there. You can follow me on all my social media platforms. The Fly on TikTok, Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. And I will see you guys on the next recap. Auntie loves you.